Hi, my name is Michael Lutz. I'm 17 years old, and I'm growing white hair. Seriously. Now, granted, you probably noticed the moment you saw me, so let me clear a few things up. No, I didn't dye it white. And no, John, you can't touch it. See, this patch happens to be caused by a rare autoimmune disorder that leaves scars along my hair. Don't worry, it's nothing serious. In fact, I was more afraid of the treatment. For the last year and a half, I've gotten 100 steroid injections on my forehead. That's right, my forehead is both. But after nearly 2 years of treatments, it seems the patch is here to stay. It is a scar. So I thought it might be best to cover it up, to hide it. Though I'm not alone. We all have scars, whether they be physical or emotional. Psychologist Dr. Peter Ladd explains that a scar is more than just a blemish. It's a deep-rooted remnant of emotional wounds from the past. In my case, this scar is a reminder of odd gazes, constant questions, and injections. But not all scars are tangible. There are moments of trauma and loss that leave marks not on our bodies, but in our minds. My fear is that we all have a scar that we're hiding, whether it be the spot left by a childhood vaccine, or a mark that reminds us of an abusive past, or even the emotional remnants of loss. See, when we hide our scars, the underlying wounds don't heal. So let's stop hiding and start healing. First, we'll learn how scars are more than just blemishes. Next, the harmful effects of hiding them. Before finally, we'll come up with some treatments. No steroid injections involved. Now, it's no surprise we shame scars. I mean, literally every movie villain has a scar. The Joker, Darth Vader, Thanos, or even the villain in Disney's Lion King. Scar. Who has a scar? I know, it's creative. But why are we so averse to scars in the first place? Sure, they are pretty, but more often than not, it's the painful memories they represent from the past. Take acne scars. A national survey conducted by the Guttania Life Sciences Institute found that 71% of us who have acne scars feel ashamed of them. One person responded, "When I see myself in the mirror, I still feel disgusting." The study concluded that acne scars conjure up memories of shame and embarrassment. And whether our scars be from acne, stretch marks, or even injury, they're physical embodiments of a painful past we'd like to forget. But our scars run much deeper than physical scars. They're emotional as well. Now, I'm sure we've all heard the phrase, "that scarred me for life." For example, that Lion King remake emotionally scarred me for life. But maybe there's more validity to that phrase than we realize. Neuroscience researcher Dr. Douglas Bremer explains that emotional pain from trauma, failed relationships, or rejection leaves tangible imprints in the prefrontal cortexes of our brains. In other words, events from the past that leave us scarred for life actually leave us scarred. And this happens more often than we realize. Psychologist Jerry Gaba explains that when long-term relationships end, people feel shame when sharing what happened with others. One person spoke for many of us on an online forum. "I feel scarred, like damaged goods, broken beyond return." Events like these give us scars, and unless we acknowledge them, we won't know how to respond. And unlike a Disney movie, that has no happy ending. Let's face it, when scars are linked to pain from the past, it's no wonder we so often try to hide them. Trust me, to cover up this scar on my forehead, I almost resorted to makeup. But hiding scars and covering them up erases nothing. Instagram recently came under fire for censoring self-harm scars in people's photos of activists posting about their recovery from mental health crises. Now, I understand that self-harm is a sensitive subject, but these were people spreading awareness and were brave enough to finally take a photo without covering up. Their posts were deleted, like the posts of one activist who told others they didn't need to be ashamed of their struggles. When we tell people to hide their scars, we tell them to hide their pain. And when this pain stays hidden, it doesn't heal. But in a culture built of concealed oppression and forgotten suffering, that's hardly surprising. Throughout history, our nation has left scars on millions, yet to this day, we still hide America's painful past. Just this year, Texas passed a bill that banned the New York Times 1619 Project and removed the requirement to teach white supremacy as morally wrong. But as historical analyst Olivia Waxman explains, this isn't anything new. It's when a Connecticut fourth grade history textbook claims that slaves were treated like family. It's when the Tulsa Race Massacre has been hidden for almost a century. It's when the dehumanization of Indonesian immigrants is still hidden. I know because it's a scar my family carries. See, my grandparents were born in Indonesia, and for a while, things were great. It was like a tropical paradise. But things changed in 1942 after Indonesia was occupied during the Second World War, and they were forced into concentration camps. My grandpa described rampant starvation, death, and beatings that left scars on his body and scars in his mind. But after the war, these scars only grew. When my grandparents moved to the United States, they faced discrimination based on who they were. Even when they cooked their native food, neighbors would shut their doors in disgust. My grandma described that pain as if it were a wound left by a knife. But the thing is, their scars have been hidden in our culture, along with the 130,000 others who suffered the same fate. I didn't even know what happened until I asked. When they finally shared their scars, I think I saw them healing. In life, we all get scars that stick with us. But the pain, that can heal. Especially now, when more than 1.2 million of us have lost someone close to the pandemic, our scars run deep. Now, more than ever, we need to heal, not to hide. And we can start right now. First, we need to look at scars differently. Let's see them for what they actually are, a badge of recovery. Life well lived. We can follow in the footsteps of the Zipper Club, whose members underwent life-saving open-heart surgery that leaves a gash along the chest. The Zipper Club proudly shows that scars don't need to be reminders of pain. They can be emblems of healing. Next, when we're ready, let's be open about our scars and create an environment for others to do the same. We can start right with the people right next to us. Psychologist Sherry Goblin continues that even telling small painful experiences with friends or family can bring deep moments of psychological healing. You know, I've come to grips with my scarred hair. I didn't cover it up for my yearbook photo or even for this event. We all have scars. And that's okay, because there's nothing worth hiding about that. And now my